Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to dive into a really soulful concept called storytelling. It's all about how farms can take a simple visit and turn it into a memory that families hold on to for generations, a way to build a real, lasting legacy. So, let's get into it.
Everything kicks off with this one simple but really powerful idea. Some places are visited, others are carried. Just let that sink in for a second. What's the difference, right? What makes a place stick with you, become a part of you, that you carry in your heart long after you've left?
And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? If you've ever poured your heart and soul into creating something, a farm, a small business, anything really, you know this challenge. How do you make that experience so meaningful that it becomes completely unforgettable?
Okay, so let's start with the core problem that story selling is trying to solve. It's all about what's called the fading visit. And yeah, it's a real problem with how our memories work.
So imagine this. You've built a place that has real soul, real character. A family comes to visit. They have an amazing day. They feel a genuine connection to it. But here's the thing. Once they get back to their normal, busy lives, that powerful feeling, that special meaning, it starts to fade. It risks becoming just another nice photo on their phone, a pleasant but kind of distant memory.
So, how do you actually fight against that natural fading of memory? Well, that brings us right here to farm storytelling. It's framed as a whole new way of thinking about how to build a legacy that actually sticks. And here we have the core definition. Now, it's really important to get that this isn't marketing in the way we usually think about it. It's the art of turning the entire farm, the land, the changing seasons, the history, into a living, breathing story world. A world that families can step into, and more importantly, one they can carry away with them.
This comparison just nails the difference. Traditional marketing is usually pretty loud. It's all about running campaigns, pushing out content, trying to get huge crowds in the door. Story selling is, well, it's the total opposite. It's quiet. It's thoughtful. It doesn't make things up. It just cultivates the heritage that's already there. It's about creating these small, quiet rituals and building a trusted collection of special places, not just chasing foot traffic.
All right, so this all sounds fantastic in theory, right? But how does it actually work in the real world? How do you take a physical farm and turn it into a story that someone can carry in their heart?
For the farm owner, the beauty of this whole thing is just how simple it is. It's designed to add basically zero extra work. It all starts with just a conversation, a short chat or an email. Then the storyteller does all the heavy lifting. They listen, they write, they publish. And the farmer, their only job is to keep farming. The focus stays right where it should be, on the land. So where does this story actually live? It's not in some big, flashy display. It's woven gently, almost secretly, into the farm itself. It might be a tiny sign next to an old tree telling its story, or a quiet moment to pause along a path. It could be a seasonal ritual people can join in on, or a heritage recipe they can take home. The whole point is gentle discovery, not some forced, in-your-face experience.
Okay, now this is where the vision gets really big and exciting. See, it's not just about one-off individual farms. The bigger idea here is to connect them all, creating a kind of global atlas of these story-filled places.
And this one phrase just says it all, doesn't it? The lonely planet of farm story selling. You get it instantly. This isn't just a random guide to tourist spots. It's a curated, trusted collection of authentic places that have real soul and deep stories.
So every single farm stays unique, of course, but now they're all connected by this thread of story. A family might fall in love with a chestnut farm story in Australia, and that might lead them to discover a maple farm in Canada or a strawberry field in England. It's like they become collectors of these beautiful, authentic experiences.
And what this creates is a really powerful network effect. The success of one farm actually helps all the others. They start to benefit from shared traffic, from connected books and recipes, maybe even seasonal releases or subscriptions that cover the whole collection. It's this beautiful, cooperative ecosystem instead of a competitive one. So when you put it all together, what's the ultimate goal? What's the real long-term impact we're talking about here? Because it goes way, way beyond just a nice day out or a little extra cash flow. It all comes down to this single core promise. The goal is your farm and legacy living on inside families for generations. Just think about that. It's about your place becoming a part of their family story, a treasured spot they come back to in their minds and in person, year after year after year.
This slide really brings it all home. On a practical level, sure, it creates repeat business and a quiet, steady stream of revenue, but the real prize, the deepest value, is that lasting legacy.
It's a story that isn't just visited, but one that is truly carried.
And that brings us to our last thought for today. Because while we've been talking about farms, this core idea, well, it applies to so much more. It makes you think about anything you're building or cherishing in your own life. And it leaves us with a really powerful question to chew on. What story will your legacy tell?